For once, critics can agree on one thing: there's finally a successor to the epic fantasy series Game of Thrones. Its first two episodes aired back to back on Tuesday, and critics have already described the show as beautiful and riveting, even as it features plenty of gore that's likely to appeal to diehard Game of Thrones fans. The show currently has an impressive 100% fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes, indicating universal approval from surveyed critics. Shōgun, a limited series based on James Clavell's massively popular 1975 novel, tells the fictionalized story of a shipwrecked English sailor who finds a role in the court of a daimyo, a Japanese feudal lord, as well as the tale of female samurai struggling to prove herself despite coming from a dishonorable family. Cosmo Jarvis stars as John Blackthorne, the Western foreigner swept up in Japanese intrigue, while the acclaimed Japanese star Hiroyuki Sanada plays the daimyo and Anna Sawai appears as the mysterious Lady Mariko. As DailyMail.com noted, the first two episodes feature Game of Thrones worthy gore, including brutal beheadings, people boiled alive and sliced open with katanas. She added that the new show might just scratch that Game of Thrones itch you've had since the HBO fantasy folded in 2019. The Independent's Nick Hilton wrote that Disney Plus, which airs the series in the UK and elsewhere in the world, might just have picked a winner in its efforts to succeed Game of Thrones. Despite its abundant violence, Shōgun presents a vision of how leaders can move beyond corruption and petty competition, according to IndieWire's Ben Travers. Rather than overemphasizing the individuals who wage the shrewdest war, the series is ultimately about connection as a means for peace, a notable vision then, but especially now, he wrote. Although the show is based on Clavell's novel, which was in turn loosely inspired by real people and events, it was previously adapted as a 1980 miniseries, which emphasized the experiences of a foreigner living in an unfamiliar society. Melanie McFarland of Salon praised Shōgun for being able to balance the brutality inherent in the story while retaining the original's romance without sliding into its predecessor's cultural fetishism. Quite the opposite, she added. It may inspire a yearning to learn more about this history. For Rolling Stone, Alan Sepinwall praised the series for not fixating on the simplistic stranger in a strange land story from the 80s, and he raved that it is terrific. Several critics applauded the series' impeccable production values, which earned it more comparisons to HBO's big-budget Game of Thrones. And even as the series tries to adapt Clavell's novel more sensitively than the previous miniseries version, critics pointed out that it still manages to be a thrill ride for viewers.